Foreign ministers, colleague heads of delegation, Secretary General Jamahl and Assistant Secretary General Ambassador Mendez, ambassadors and other diplomatic representatives. Mr. President, I wish to begin by thanking the government and the people of Paraguay for their hospitality shown to me and my delegation during our time here. I thank you for the courtesies and the arraignments that have been afforded to each of us. Mr. President, I wish to reflect on the issues of our time, such as climate change, which continues seemingly unabated, border disputes that have increased in volume, which threaten our region's commitment to being a zone of peace, and the general democratic order across the length and breadth of the Americas, which continues to be undermined by historical and new interferences. And so, it is indeed fitting that we meet here in Asuncion to recommit to multilateralism as a means to address our shared challenges under the theme integration and security for the sustainable development of the region. But, Mr. President, it is essential that we do not lose focus. It is essential that we do not get caught up in a crystal stare. Chief amongst the challenges which demand our immediate attention in the hemisphere is the situation in our sister country, Haiti. Our brothers and sisters in Haiti have endured much as of late, but due to the most immediate updates, it seems to be shining a positive light, and there's hope for a better tomorrow. We commend the recent progress made towards reestablishing the rule of law in Haiti, the tangible evidence of which is manifested in the constitution of the Presidential Transitional Council and the designation of Prime Minister Cornel, and we welcome the presence of Foreign Minister Dupuy here today. The Bahamas remains committed to doing its part to support the multinational security support mission. The Bahamas has made significant progress, Mr. President, to prepare for participation in the stabilization mission through undertaking assessments and continued engagement with the CARICOM Eminent Persons Group. Mr. President, the Bahamas has been vetting and training 150 personnel to be deployed to Haiti, and we particularly look forward to supporting the strengthening of maritime, waterside, and port security in Haiti. The Bahamas also commends the additional personnel commitments by Jamaica, Antigua and Barbuda, Bangladesh, Barbados, Belize, Benin, and Chad, and the initial resourcing support provided by the U.S., Canada, and France. We know full well that more will be needed as the work begins in earnest to stabilize our sister country, Haiti, and we remain committed to contributing to her full recovery. Mr. President, we therefore encourage all colleague members and member states and partners to consider providing support to the mission and its objectives. The Bahamas also urges the OAS to continue to remain sensitive to the situation in Haiti and collaborate with multilateral entities so that we may enhance and support the security initiative, the electoral process, and provide humanitarian support. We commend the good work being carried out through the OAS mission in Haiti and urge the OAS General Secretariat to continue to find concrete ways to contribute more to support these efforts. Mr. President, we continue to also keep an eye on the tensions elsewhere across the Americas. The Bahamas continues to support the preservation of the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana and calls for a peaceful settlement of the border dispute with Venezuela and for both parties to adhere to the international rule of law. Mr. President, just 9 months ago, ministers and high-level authorities in the areas of sustainable development met in Nassau, Bahamas, to deliberate on the hemispheric response to the existential threat of our time, which is climate change. Under the chairmanship of my colleague, the Honorable Michael Alcides, Minister of Economic Affairs, Chair of the Inter-American Committee for Sustainable Development, Mr. President, OAS member states adopted 2 landmark political documents, the Nassau Declaration on Sustainable Development in the Americas and the Inter-American Climate Change Action Plan 2023 to 2030. The Bahamas looks forward to collaborating with member states, partners, and stakeholders on the implementation of the commitments enshrined in both texts, particularly on the mandated work around the provision of technical assistance to member states to better access climate financing through a hemispheric hub on climate finance, supporting efforts on addressing the marine pollution and sargassum mitigation, continuing to build a collaboratory that builds regional capacity on the use of science and data for decision-making regarding disasters and building resilience, and the provision of capacity building and training to member states through a climate-smart skills training program in climate-relevant sectors such as agriculture, energy, and data science, among others. The Bahamas also believes that the OAS can play a critical role in enhancing multilingualism throughout the Americas and is encouraged by the plans to scale up provisions of language training for diplomats, staff, and member state citizens throughout the OAS. Mr. President, the countries of the Americas also face a compounding set of challenges linked to the international financial architecture that weigh on national and hemispheric development prospects, namely debt treatment, sustainability. Mr. President, there's a need for affordable financing to ensure our development and resilience. There's a need for revised criteria for assessing development aid and finance, including incorporation of considerations of vulnerability. There's a need for more inclusive global tax rules and oversight, and inclusion in the international financial system. We call on the OAS not to get caught up in the crystal stair, but support the advocacy of member states for reform of the international financial architecture. And in this vein, we propose consideration be given to convening a political dialogue at the OAS within the margins of the upcoming Fall World Bank meeting in Washington, D.C. to further enhance dialogue on these matters. Mr. President, the colleague from Antigua and Barbuda adequately outlined that if the OAS is to be able to maintain relevance and impact in light of the challenges facing the Americas, it needs to be adequately resourced and to be reformed to enhance the efficiency and efficacy. Mr. Chair, colleagues, the Bahamas remains optimistic that together we can and will address the challenges facing the hemisphere and our organization. The decisions that we take at this General Assembly will be an important step forward. Mr. President, I wish to reaffirm the Bahamas' commitment to multilateral engagement and to the collective work required to build a modern OAS. Thank you.